Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006, Sonic's Hard Mode, and today, to help me out, I got the following guests with me. Please introduce yourself.
Silver, we don't have time. Let's get to at least right away.
No, you first.
You're in alphabetical order.
I am Heavy Sigh. And it's been fun watching this project, honestly.
Thank you. I always hope to produce fun content. Who's the other dude?
I'm NGDBSS. This is like the third Sonic 06 LP I've paid attention to. Never actually played the game, and well,
you should. It's really fun. Oh, that's cool. I always love to supply those. By the way, there hasn't been any changes so far in hard mode, except, of course, I'm using the gems now. Woo!
Oh, the gems. I kind of wonder if some of them were just like weird debug tools that they transformed into content.
Pretty sure, yes. Would make a whole lot of sense.
I mean, like, some of them feel like a weird glitch that triggered, and then they figured out what was causing it, and it's like, oh, now Sonic's tiny. Well, let's just put that in.
Yeah, this is still one of my favorite sequences here, though. It looks so good, and it feels so good to play. This is where the game really shines. This one part, which they wisely put in the demo because it was the most finished one.
Well, I think this was actually the first level they ever made, which explains why it was the best, is because it's had the longest to cook.
It's possible. Now I'm gonna use more of the gems. Whoa! And I actually got way up here. Amazing. I don't know if I was ever up here in the normal mode run. I still don't know how to get these boxes up there, by the way.
I think, honestly, it's either like a weird jump or you're supposed to use the gem.
This didn't work, but fortunately it's Kingdom Valley, so we have a bunch of verticality on other paths.
Wow, it's almost
anyway,
like a standard Sonic level.
I think it's one of the platforms where I usually just jump to something that looks cooler, and I should not jump to do that, and instead activate a wind path, and that goes through those.
I guess your hitbox actually goes up or something?
It's
Outside
just
the model?
very weird. Everything's just very weird. But, you know, we are in the second part of the level, so that's nice. Hi, Silver.
Now to stop playing as Sonic and play as a different character.
Yeah, I mean, by this point in the Let's Play, we have seen plenty of Silver, so this is like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't know, I don't remember, I've recorded these like months ago, at what point in Silver's story I was when I recorded this, so, but I don't think that I had all the upgrades yet, in case anybody's wondering why I'm not teleport dashing everywhere.
So, speaking of Silver here, Gloria's Golden Sun originally made the comparison in the thread, and I thought, yeah, you know, that's actually pretty good. That Silver is very much doing kind of a bad prototype of the gameplay loop from Scarlet Nexus.
I mean, if you really, really, really squint, yeah, I guess.
I will have to defer to your and his expertise there, because I just don't know anything about Scarlet Nexus.
I mean, like, part of it, like, you could say that, but with how badly Silver's gameplay, like, works with itself, like,
This part sucks, by the way. It sucks more in hard mode because there's two robots and you can't hit one of them.
At least Silver's portion of the gameplay is, like, objectively bad because it's not presenting a coherent gameplay loop.
I mean, there's stuff like your projectiles actually crashing into each other if you throw them, which is just...
Oh yeah.
I will maintain that there is a lot of fun you can have with Silver, but yeah, it shoots itself in the foot much more often than not. Like, there are some combat sequences where, like, okay, so I pick up this guy and I throw him in the other guy, and then I'm all ready to pick up the projectiles of another dude, and then I shoot them, bam, 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 3 people in a row with missiles, and then I jump up and stun a bunch of things, and it's really cool and it's awesome. But that happens barely anytime, because it's Silver.
Like, either you're going through enemies that just kind of suck.
This worked fine. This worked fine. I don't know what happened with the graphics here, but these two guys, I knocked them over, I took them up, and I threw them, and it worked. But yeah, often it kind of sucks, yeah. Anyway, we're not doing this room, fuck that room.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like in many cases, you could have one good section and then there's another one right afterward to take all the good feelings off.
Yeah. By the way, I don't hate the room down there, but it's funny to skip it, so I'm just doing it. You can just jump around it, there's no reason to go inside. You get trapped with a bunch of robots. I don't know if I actually did this in hard mode. They probably put 2 more robots in there, whatever.
Yeah, we saved the 3 extra robots for very hard mode.
Extremely very hard, yes.
Wait, did you just pick up Lightning Shield there, or was that finally refreshed from before?
I can always select the Lightning Shield using the yellow gem, and I can always refresh it with the press of a single button. So once you have the yellow gem, you can just keep hammering the Lightning Shield button all the time and you will never get hit.
Okay, I guess I forgot, since I'm used to
A game that works.
how it is from the earlier 2D Sonic games, and you know.
Understandable.
I'm gonna skip off this. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, it's just, this looks like it should work, but it does not. You can't skip from one rail to another, and you can't get that rainbow ring. I have absolutely no idea how it would work, but you know.
It's just some weird thing on rails that...
Like, if I'm
It's
being
cinematic,
honest,
but-
I think it was supposed to be that you jump off one of, like, the ledges going up, which gives you slightly more height, but it's Sonic 06, so that's kind of a maybe.
Yeah, you can see here that I keep refreshing the lightning sheet because I get hit all the time by bullshit. So in this sense, it's very convenient. You should always have it on unless you're shooting for the highest points, of course. Then you should always slow time.
Yeah, that's true. Though, you know, actually thinking about it, that idea of this looks like it should work, but it doesn't, I think actually more than anything else, that was what contributed to Sonic 06 having such a bad reputation. Like, beyond all the bad graphics, beyond all, like, the weird story, beyond everything, it's just the fact that in so much of this game, it looks like it should work, but it doesn't.
Yeah, the thing is that games train you to have a certain expectation that they do work, yes, and how they should work in many ways. And these kind of expectations, sometimes players are wrong to have these expectations. There's a lot of games, like for JRPGs, I see that discussion often. People are like, oh, yeah, this game kind of sucks because you have to grind all the time. And then I play the game with a lot of knowledge with JRPGs, and just the willingness to experiment is like, you don't have to grind ever. It's really easy actually to just use the tools the game gives you, but people have this kind of assumption baked into their brain that, oh yeah, just grind a bit and then this is how to beat the boss, or the boss kills you once and that means that you were underleveled. It's like, no, just do it once again and use the tools the games give you, you know, it's not that hard. And that's one thing, that is something which I would say is playing the game wrong, but also maybe the game doesn't explain itself well. But 06 has the rules of a normal platformer. It has the veneer for normal platformer, and it should work like a normal platformer. And very often it just does not. And there is a lot of things where you are like, okay, you just have to cast aside your assumption of this working well. You have to play within the rules of the game, and the rules are twisted as hell. If you play within the rules of the game, it can be fun. That's what I'm doing right now. But that's not something that a normal and average player can be asked to accept, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, the idea of it is essentially just, like, you could play it like a normal game, which is a mistake, as you said, but I think it's also the fact that, in many cases, things look like they're from another game, and in some cases do act like they're from another game. In other times, they're not. And in many cases, you don't know what the difference was.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of differences, there was a series of butt clenches back there. We didn't have a bridge as the latest obstacle here, but also the enemies on top of the ropes, they were shifted to the side. So I had to do a very awkward rope shuffle there, which is terrifying. There is no bridge here, so they got rid of the staircase. And also the light speed dash is always terrible, no matter which difficulty you're playing on. But I somehow made it through, but I definitely died there once or twice during recording. It was not fun, because, you know, it's a bit bullshit.
Sonic 06 is not the only game I've seen do this, but we very much do see the problem on display of it not always being clear where you're going to go if you do light speed dash or the homing attack.
Yeah. Like in the normal version, you can fight these enemies, but it's pointless. It only gives you literal points. Yeah, okay, it's not pointless then. Ha ha! Anyway, but yeah, I getcha. Absolutely. Like here, for example, you just can't trust the game in many ways. And you can trust some of these things, but you have to like work very hard in establishing the framework of what is allowed to do and what is not. And
but you know, actually thinking about it, it's also not just that, it's that the safety measures that the game actually tries to give you also don't work half the time, like as we're seeing here with these ring dashes. Because you're not actually sure.
They work more often than you would think, but many of these here back there in the jumping segments, they were a trap, yes.
Yeah, like,
but sometimes you can use them to course correct, but it's like you already have to know which ones are going to be good for you and which ones are not. You can gain this knowledge. You can see it coming. Oh yeah, this one's the one that will send me careening into the abyss. But on a first playthrough, no way. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Like what's interesting is here where you trigger the light dash and it snaps you all the way to the left by a huge amount.
Because I knew that this was going to work. By the way, look at this ring bonus. Thank you, Lightning Shield.
And this is after being silver and getting shot in the face and losing all your rings.
Silver will always get hit. There is no way to get a ring bonus with silver. But as Sonic, I didn't get hit at all because of the constant lightning shielding. And I'm really surprised at how well the mark speed went. But it's the easiest mark speed, so, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, why is there 6 minutes left?
Oh, boy.
There's a few extra things I wanted to show off.
as the level that was from the demo, this has the most level in it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, the demo is only the first part. There is plenty of footage to show from the later parts. This one here is really annoying because you can't get up here again. It's just you're stuck on this platform. It's really strange. It's one of the few parts of this where I feel like this is just terribly crafted. Of course, you can use this here. To bounce up from it, but it doesn't seem intended. But of course, you can also do this.
oh my!
The good old anti-gravity box.
Seen this before? Yeah.
Sounds like Sonic Boom.
If I remember correctly, didn't someone eventually figure out why that worked?
Probably. I mean, there's a lot of things that the speedrunners are figuring out as we speak sometimes. But yeah, I tried this and
there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, in another Sonic game, that would have worked.
Yep. The problem is the homing attack dropping you down, of course, and I did shrink, but you can't really activate it again. Oh, hey, I did do this room after all. Never mind.
Now there are... Actually, I think there's only one extra robot.
I mean, maybe there is a second wave. Stay tuned for this and other exciting developments. There we go! Maybe there was a second wave in the original. I mean, I'm not going to go back and check. Who am I, a narcissist? I'm not watching my own crap.
Oh, there we go. Good old Silver.
That's why there is so many audiobugs and stuff.
God, it's still so weird looking at this, and then you see the robot designs and they look completely out of place, even in this realistic-ish world.
Yeah, it's just...
Why is the door not opening?
Oh, it's that guy up there.
Wait, what?
Ah, this door is actually open.
Oh.
I don't know what happened, but okay.
That's
anyway, all of this you can skip by going around the room, so yeah.
Yep.
YMMV if you really want to do it. Yeah, the transition point to Sonic is extremely arbitrary. It just makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, let's have some fun.
Oh yeah, this.
There is an invisible wall here. They accounted for this, actually. Yeah, they don't want Sonic to break out of this, but they didn't make it high enough. So, we're gonna play the rest of this section as Sonic. Yay!
You know, given this game, I'm not entirely sure that was intentional and instead was like from a beta version of it where there was something over there. And it's just...
No, there's barely any invisible walls in the game. If they put one, they knew. So I would actually give them that credit.
Huh, incredible.
Yeah, no. And it's like you can't float around the thing with Silver.
I think my favorite thing I've seen so far is that when he was doing his like, oh, I'm gonna fall now, he wasn't actually at the edge. He was a couple feet away from it.
I don't remember why I killed myself there. I think I was like, okay, so this is done, and then I just played on for a little bit, and then I figured out, oh yeah, this is actually still interesting, so let's keep doing it.
Oh, man.
So how will I solve this conundrum? Getting up there without Silver activating the Psychopad.
Let's just not.
Oh,
Well,
of course.
yeah, exactly. Let's have Sonic switch to himself.
Oh, well, maybe he was just complimenting you on your outside-the-box thinking.
Exactly. So this one was really bugging me, so yes, you can activate it deliberately, but you know. And some other stuff. That was a bit of an abrupt cut, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can get that rainbow ring, but you have to use the gems.
Yeah.
I already mentioned that these guys are really annoying. Let's see how.
So we just have some rockets, and now we have this guy who's just going to sit here and snipe you from behind a pillar.
Oh.
Have you watched ahead?
Yep. Ooh!
Didn't he snipe me? The explosion is deceptively big.
Silver can't swim, he needs his floaties.
I mean, he can jump on the water if you know how to do it. Goodbye,
God,
rings.
I love how the rings have physics. Like, what was the idea that they just needed physics, and that would make them better?
Did they have physics in Adventure 1 or 2?
No!
No.
They've never had
Because that's a stupid idea. Not that Adventure is immune to stupid ideas, but you know. Anyway, I really liked that the enemy was spawning inside me. Now let's see if this is how this can also go.
Yep, that's... Oh, whoops, slightly too late, my
Yeah.
friend.
Or too early, or not far enough on the rope. Yeah.
This is why you need an indicator if you're ever going to do a homing thing.
Or maybe you could just have better camera work.
Yeah, the camera definitely sometimes just doesn't work.
And it's funny because in that area it was completely open.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I could have adjusted a little bit better, but, you know, anyway. This looked awesome, so... He's flying on the shield, as he was Aang.